I wanted to talk to you today about demonetization due to reuse content. I was watching a video very recently from Jake Eyes, whose channel was demonetized, and he had his channel remonetized, where he really lays everything out in terms of the uncertainty, in terms of other major channels that have been demonetized for reuse. So I would definitely recommend check out his video. If you follow me on my other channel, subversiveasset, you will know that I did a video recently about demonetization for reuse content. The problem is I hadn't had anything official from YouTube to back up my speculations. I've seen patterns in channels that have been demonetized, but I haven't been able to point to anything from YouTube that says this is what they are looking for, this is what they aren't looking for. But now we are starting to get some of the answers. Today, TeamYouTube posted on the YouTube community help forums and frequently asked questions document entitled "Remove from the YouTube Partner Program for Reused Content." And so this answers a lot of the questions that I think have been unknown until now. One thing you'll note is that when a channel is demonetized for reused content, YouTube will provide an explanation for that. This here is a screenshot from Jake Eyes' video. It explains what a YouTuber would see if they are demonetized for reused content. The first thing that it says is,
in most cases, you can't re-upload someone else's content unless you get permission first.
This has led to a lot of confusion where creators think that if they haven't re-uploaded content that was previously uploaded by someone, or they've gotten permission to upload it, then therefore reused content cannot apply to them. Because of the pattern of channels that were demonetized or removed from the YouTube Partner Program for reused content, I've been thinking that permission wasn't really relevant. In this, it says, what does reused content mean? It says this means you upload content from multiple sources, or that you re-upload or repurpose someone else's existing content. I think that the most important part is in this second section. If I have permission to reuse someone's content on my channel, am I eligible for YPP? And it says very clearly, even if you have permission, you still need to add your own unique creative value to be eligible for the YouTube Partner Program. And so I want everyone to think about this concept of unique creative value. Ultimately, I think that when a channel is demonetized for reused content, it's not necessarily that YouTube is saying, here is X video and you copied it. I think it's broader than that, in that if YouTube doesn't know what your role is as the YouTuber, they don't know what unique value you are providing. If there's any uncertainty regarding that, then your channel is at risk for demonetization due to reused content. So I want to just highlight a few other things in this article that really struck me about this. So in this section about having zero copyright strikes or claims, this reused content guideline is not about copyright or permission or fair use, etc., and is separate from YouTube's copyright enforcement. So that means that what they're looking for is different than what a copyright holder might be looking for. And you may still be in trouble with the copyright holder, but what YouTube is looking for is more about this unique creative content. They say further, if you're using copyrighted material but adding your own unique value, you may be eligible for the YouTube Partner Program. If you have a content ID claim, you may still be eligible for the YouTube Partner Program if your channel provides unique value in your videos. So here, the most important thing is about unique and creative value. One thing that I've seen a lot of is compilation channels where they're going through lots of videos of gameplay, or maybe it's vines or whatever it is. And they say that the unique value that they're providing is that they are compiling the best of and then re-uploading it for easy access on YouTube. And it seems like what YouTube is saying is that even if someone has permission to do this, that may not count as unique creative value. In this article, they say, this isn't an exhaustive list, but here are a few examples of reused content that is not eligible for the YouTube Partner Program. Clips or moments from your favorite shows stitched together, short videos you compiled from other social media websites, or collections of songs from different artists. That collections from different songs from other artists seems to really be getting at the music promotion channels. It seems like YouTube is taking a hard stance that even if you have permission to re-upload those videos, that in and of itself is not considered additional creative, unique value. And so I think that these sorts of channels are going to have to really think about whether they can offer something new in addition to the music that they're promoting, or if they're going to have to look for alternative ways of monetization. This article is really great. I love it. And I'm going to link to the description because it also provides an example of what could be considered unique value. And they use an example of a channel who has compiled different scenes from movies and edited high quality edits and special effects to create completely new original movie trailers. They have information in the channel description. They have a video trailer front and center that describe what they're doing. And then YouTube also says that creator also appears on screen in many videos, whereas voiceovers describe the editing work. I think that this is very important. In my last video, I mentioned that I think there can be a lot of false positives for reused content if the YouTuber is not visually present in their video. So if I look at Jake Eyes, for example, I think in a lot of his videos, he's not visually present. He's already been re-reviewed and he's already been approved. So in his case, when it was reviewed again, YouTube said, okay, this is fine. But I think that what a lot of channels want to do is they want to assess, is my channel at risk because I am not visually present in the video? And if you can't be visually present in your videos, then think, is it possible to do a voiceover? And if it doesn't make sense for you to do a voiceover, then think about those video descriptions. Are you saying enough about what you're adding to your videos in your video description, or are your descriptions generic? So I think this is something where if you're demonetized for reused content, let's discuss in the comments about what you may be able to do. One thing that Jake Eyes mentions in his video is that currently there is no real official way to appeal this decision. You can wait 30 days, or you can hope that you have an email address and that they respond to it, or you can hope that you can reach out to TeamYouTube on Twitter or on Reddit and that they'll hear you. There is the YouTube help community. I agree though, however, with Jake Eyes that there currently isn't a formal process here. And so I think that it'll be incredibly important for creators to be aware and informed about what these rules are so that they can stay as far away from the edge of uncertainty as possible. Creators are going to want to create their videos in a way where it's clear what value they're adding. So if you're using third-party content, that may be okay, as this article says. But if you're using third-party content, you need to make sure that you are adding your own commentary, you're adding some sort of value, you're adding some sort of transformation. There just seems to be certain things that is more visible to YouTube than others. So visual presence is the most visible thing to the YouTube reviewers. It's the least likely, in my experience of seeing lots of these channels, it's the least likely thing to be demonetized. If you can't do that, maybe have an audio commentary, maybe have a few videos where you go behind the scenes into how you're creating your content. Maybe use that description section of your videos to describe, why did you make these choices? Why did you pick the clips that you did? What edits did you make? So that when a reviewer is looking through it, they have that information. I really want this to be the start of a dialogue. And if you know anyone who has been demonetized for reused content and you think it's unfair and you think with these new rules, they still don't describe what that creator is doing, then let's discuss this and let's see what we can do to try to raise awareness for that, because it seems like there are mistakes that are made and sometimes these mistakes can be caught up. But I also see a lot of creators who aren't aware of what these rules are. And I think that this frequently asked questions document will help us understand more. So also leave in the comments if there's still anything uncertain. Let's try to raise these questions up to YouTube and see if we can get even more clarification. I'm really liking these articles on this YouTube help community. And I would highly encourage that you occasionally check this out, because they have articles about this. They have articles about content ID. They try to release more articles and more content that's relevant to content creators and that's relevant to viewers. And so if you're not keeping up with the YouTube help community, I think that you're maybe missing out on things of YouTube is trying to spread more word to creators. I think you want to follow TeamYouTube on Twitter. I think you want to follow Creator Insider on YouTube, because these are all YouTube employees who are trying to be as transparent as they can without getting backlash from their jobs. So, I really appreciate everything that they're doing. I think that there's still more work to be done, and I think that we can do it together.